How's it going, guys? Alpha here, bringing you my NPL Season 2 Week 3 battle. This week we take on the Borussia Darkrai and their coach, Rezilient. This is actually my second time post-comming this battle. This is post-com, by the way. The first time I didn't save my audio because I'm a fucking dumbass. So yeah, this was a really good battle. It was a really important battle. Obviously, with Rez starting off 2-0, me falling to 1-1 last week and losing a divisional game, it was really important that I win this game. And it was fucking intense. It had me fucking rolling, and yeah. So, anyways, let's kind of talk about his team for a minute. If you saw my team builder, he brought the, what do you call that thing? If you saw my team builder, what I was expecting him to bring was the Cofagrigus, the Thundurus, the Mega Pinsir, the Blastoise, the Mamoswine, and the Latios. He ended up bringing the Pangoro instead of the Latios, and that made a huge fucking difference. It kind of walled my Crocodile for a while, and you'll see why, and that wasn't going to happen with Latios, so I had a bit of an issue. But anyways, let's kind of get into the battle. Looking at his team, first off, I like Crustle right away. I'm going to keep this on fast. I want to keep this faster than the last one. I'll put it to normal because I'm probably going to lose myself talking. I lead Crustle, expecting him to pretty much counter lead me, probably expecting the Crustle lead. So yeah, let's just kind of get into it. I lead Crustle, he leads his Mamoswine. I go for Rocks immediately. I had no reason not to. Rocks were Crustle's primary goal, and if I get Rocks up, I get the Mega Pinsir pretty much handled. I get my Rocks up, and this was a big next turn. This is why I kind of think Crustle was the player of this game. Match player, Mon of the game? Mon of the match? I don't know. So standard play would say this Crustle dies this turn because, you know, he outspeeds me. He could hit Earthquake if he wanted to kill me. He doesn't even have to risk the Icicle Crash miss. And so I'm thinking, okay, well, Crustle's pretty much done his job. The primary goal is to get Rocks up. It did that. From that point, it's just whether or not he gets rid of them. So I'm just thinking, well, what do I have to lose? I don't want anything to take extra damage that it doesn't need to take. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Shell Smash here. If he kills me, nothing lost. If he doesn't kill me, a shit ton gained. So I hit Shell Smash here, expecting him to kill me, but he actually ends up going for Stealth Rocks. So I get my Shell Smash off, the white herb pops, and at this point I'm just like, it's time. It is time. So Crustle is now +2/+2/+2 with access to Stone Edge, which prior to Life Orb damage, he had a chance to live this hit. The max roll, I believe, or the min roll, I believe, was 89%. He was a standard Life Orb variant. I did the calcs. That's what it added up to. But he clicks Ice Shard here, which is the right move. He would have died to Life Orb damage anyways. He clicks Ice Shard here, gets a hit off, which was important. And brings me down to 10%. I fire off my Stone Edge. At this point, he's not in range to live. It kills him. It doesn't miss, which is a great thing. And at this point, he obviously brings in the Mega Pinsir. It's the play to make. He just kills me with Quick Attack here, which is fine. But Crustle got a kill and Rocks up. That's great. So Crustle picks up a kill on the season. And now I'm thinking, okay, he's got the Mega Pinsir in. My play here is to go into that Raichu, which I have prepped specifically for this Mega Pinsir. It outspeeds the Mega Pinsir. It doesn't take a lot of damage from Quick Attack. And it kills with Volt Switch, so I get priority. And since Crustle took out that Mamoswine, it allows me to Volt Switch freely all over his team now for the rest of the game, which is fantastic. I do massive damage to pretty much everything on this team that remains, as you'll see. So I click Volt Switch here, not expecting him to stay in because he still has Mega Pinsir, even though he has Rocks on the field. He goes into the Cofagrigus. I fire off a Volt Switch. It does 46%, so it is a 2-hit KO from that range after Rock damage. I go into my Crocodile. At this point, obviously hitting Knockoff here because it's a fucking Cofagrigus. He goes into his Pangoro, and here I knock off his Chople Berry, which actually came up pretty huge. I wouldn't even have thought of him packing Chople Berry, but he was packing the Chople Berry, which, if you don't know, reduces the damage taken by super effective fighting type moves, which comes up huge later in this match. So he no longer has an item. I don't have to worry about him being Choice Banded Iron Fist. I don't have to worry about him being Life Orb. I don't have to worry about him being Choice Scarf or whatever. He doesn't have an item anymore, which is great. The only thing that matters about that is that he now eats knockoffs for breakfast, but he already did that, so that really doesn't matter. So now I go into my Weezing because it pretty much walls this thing. He taunts me here though, and I pretty much cannot do anything, so that's cool. So I switch into my Togetic here because I couldn't do anything. I could show Clear Smog, but I didn't want to do that yet because there's no reason to Clear Smog this thing. He knocks off my Violet, which kind of sucks. Togetic now pretty much has lost its purpose. He Parting Shots here and switches into his Cathagrigus, and here's where I make a misplay. Not here. I wish here. But I do make a misplay this next turn. After this wish, I Baton Pass. And I wasn't thinking about the Parting Shot at the time. But Baton Pass passes your stat changes. Mind you, that does not mean it only passes your positive stat changes. So I Baton Pass my -1/-1 onto Manaphy here. I get the wish off after he Willows me, expecting the Crook to come in, I'm assuming. And so Manaphy's burned, but I get the wish off, so I get back to full health and then lose it after burn damage, so I basically just wasted a wish there. And then I Ice Beam here, expecting the Thunderous to come in, but then I clearly didn't realize I was, -1, because had the Thunderous come in, it would have been totally fine, I think. I'm pretty sure the max roll at even was 98, I'm pretty sure, on the Thunderous with Ice Beam. So -1, it would have been like, okay, actually probably would have killed after rock damage, now that I think about it. But anyway, so he just eats that Ice Beam like it's nothing. It does like 10%, 20%. But at this point, I could have risked the Scald and go for the kill after the burn, but I didn't want to put it up to that. So I just Tail Glow up here with the aggressive play. He goes for the Tox Spike, which kind of sucks. We're on the turn before. So he Tox Spikes there. I'm thinking, oh god, last week's shenanigans are flashing through my head. Like, oh god, I'm gonna get blown back by this hazard stacking again. But so I had to go for the aggressive play, and like I said, I Tail Glow here to get back up to +2, and then he goes for the knockoff and knocks off my Expert Belt, so there goes the extra damage, but at the same time, I still pretty much kill everything at this point. The only issue is that I'm so low on health that that really doesn't matter. So I kill off the Cathagrigus with the Scald the following turn, and he brings in the Pinsir here to pick me off with Quick Attack, which I believe he does. I'm pretty sure he just kills me here. Okay. Oh no, he goes for the Frustration because he outspeeds. He doesn't even have to go for Quick Attack. He kills me. That sucks, man, if he does go down. But I bring in Raichu here, which is obviously my dedicated check every single time. And I Volt Switch here. He Quick Attacks to get the chip damage off because he had nothing that wanted to take that Volt Switch, really. Raichu takes out the Mega Pinsir. It's a good deal. It did its job. Well, most of its job, anyways. So at this point, I bring in Weezing because it walls most of his team at this point, except for, after Thunderous sets up. That's obviously not a problem. He goes into the Pangoro and taunts me again. I double into Togetic here. I don't know why I doubled into Togetic, but I did. So he taunts me here. Togetic obviously is completely useless at this point because it has absolutely no attacking moves. So now I double back into Weezing again, and he goes for the knockoff. No, he goes for the Parting Shot again. Obviously, that doesn't really matter for Weezing because Weezing is only damaging move is Clear Smog. So he brings in the Blastoise here, and he gets a free Rapid Spin regardless of what I do, so I fire off a Toxic here, as you'll see in a second. There go the rocks, that's no big deal. Thunderous is the only thing weak to them left. I get the Toxic off on the Blastoise, which I thought was going to come up really, really great, but it really didn't. I guess it did in the end. It killed it, actually. Spoiler alert, that kills the Blastoise. He Dragon Tails me out here after I taunt him. That should have been a really, really... a very telling sign that this was Assault Vest Blastoise, and yes, this is Assault Vest Blastoise, because a normal phasing Blastoise would carry Roar. Obviously, you can't carry Roar if you're Assault Vest, so that's telling me, okay, that is an Assault Vest Blastoise. What do I do about that? Or that didn't, at the time I didn't even realize that. So he actually phases out Raichu. I'm thinking, oh, this is perfect. I kill this thing with Thunderbolt. So I click Thunderbolt on this turn after I take my rock damage, and we both take our poison damage. He's done at 70%. I'm thinking, hey, Thunderbolt's the obvious play here. I kill this thing, and he lives. And I'm like, what the fuck? He just lived a goddamn Thunderbolt from Choice Specs Raichu. And he was Assault Vest, so that's why he lived a Choice Specs Thunderbolt from Raichu, but the toxic damage does take him down. I go into Crook here because I could pretty much toy with anything that he sends out. Here I click Superpower, and just because, he could kind of dictated me at that point because I click... Okay, so here's the deal. If I would have clicked Knockoff there, that would have been a 2-KO on the Thunderous. But had I clicked a Knockoff and he stayed in with the Pangoro, he kills my only remaining chance to kill these last two Pokemon. Obviously, I'm not going to kill them with Clear Smogging Weezing, and Togetic has no attacking moves. I could Toxic Stun him, but that's only going to go so far when you have a Thunderous setting up in your face. So it was the right play to go for the Superpower. I get a decent amount of chip damage off on that Thunderous, and yeah, so at this point I'm just like, oh god, he's going to get a free Nasty Plot off here. Togetic's basically dead. It can't match this thing anyways, so my play here is to go into Weezing, which is exactly what I do after the Tox damage. He gets his Nasty Plot up, and at this point I'm like flashing back to Noivern last season when I had to deal with his Nasty Plotting Thunderous, and so I'm like, oh god, I really need to do something about this Nasty Plotting Thunderous in front of me. Oh god. And so I had to think about this play for a long time. I could taunt him to try to prevent him from setting up further Nasty Plots. I could clear Smog to get rid of the Nasty Plot boost. I could Willow him or Toxic him to whittle him down, but I wasn't going to last long enough for that to be effective. So the only play here, or I could switch into Crook expecting the Thunderbolt, which was the only move he could have hit me with at +2 to knock me out from this range. So I just had to bank on him expecting the Crook to come in, and I had to hit Clear Smog to get rid of that stat change, which is exactly what I do. He hits HP Ice. I live on 17%. I Clear Smog away his stat changes, and at this point, I'm feeling good. It's like the stat changes are gone. I actually had a chance to live this HP Ice, I believe. I don't because he crits me, so it didn't matter. That may have mattered. I actually don't know. So I bring in Crook now, obviously to clean this thing up. Here I click Knockoff, and looking back, that was probably the correct play because the calcs. Okay, so here's where the calcs come in. Crook is my only remaining attacking option here. I can't do anything with Togetic. And this Thundurus is at 29%. The Pangoro is at what, like 65% at this point or something like that. Superpower kills the Pangoro. Knockoff kills the Thundurus. Knockoff does not kill the Pangoro, and it was a roll for Superpower to kill the Thundurus here. So I go ahead and click Knockoff because it really didn't make any sense for me to hit Superpower here, risk me getting a low roll. It was a roll in my favor. It was like 27.6 min or something like that, so it was definitely in my favor. At this point, he's at 28.8. But I just was not going to take that chance with that roll. My max roll was like 33 or something. I already gotten a decently good roll the previous time I superpowered on this thing, and I didn't want to take that risk. So I click Knockoff here. If he doesn't switch, he loses his Thundurus. If he does switch, I switch out the or if he loses his Thundurus, I just switch out to Togetic and sack it to the Pangoro the following turn. And oh, it says what the percentages are right here. Well, not the Thundurus, I guess. Anyways, yeah. So I end up clicking Knockoff here. And he goes into the Pangoro, completely walling me because I'm scarfed into Knockoff at this point. So I have to switch again, sack my Togetic, and I have to leave it up to a roll for me to win this match. So that's exactly what I do. I sack my Togetic here as he hits, I believe, Knockoff? Yeah, he hits Knockoff here, which would have actually won him the game even before Thundurus even comes back in. So I sack Togetic, come in, and click Superpower here. It's my only chance. The Moxie boost comes through here because that was the only chance I was going to kill the Thundurus, and I had to leave it up to a roll to kill this Thundurus now with Superpower. Like I said, the roll was in my favor, but I still don't like to leave things up to rolls. So here it goes. I click Superpower, and we do kill the Thundurus. We pick up a clean 1-0 victory over Rez. We are now 2-1 in the. We are now 2-1 in the. Hold on. We're now 2-1 on the season, 2-1 in the division. So that's a good position to be in, especially considering I was 0-3 at this point last season. So we are now not in the driver's seat because we did lose to Eric, but we are in a good position with the division, having wins over both Ben and Rez. We just need a little bit of help to knock Eric off a little bit and back him up a bit, but still, it was great to get that win. It was huge for playoff implications because my conference is going to be really, really tough to make playoffs in, and I'm trash anyways. So we're going to see how that goes. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. It was a really, really good battle. I still, like I said, that SP was definitely a roll. I was so excited though. Oh my god, I was so amped. I post-commed this intentionally. It wasn't like the first time I fucked it up. I just didn't. I did not live-com this battle. I post-commed it because I knew I had to concentrate. And then I fucked up my post-com by not saving the audio. But yeah, so that was the battle. It was really, it was a good battle. But that's all I have for you guys today. If you guys have a video and want to show your support, be sure to hit that like button and let me know your thoughts, comment section below. Also remember to subscribe and the Dropouts today, and don't forget to share, but your sharing is caring. Follow me on Twitter because I do updates and stuff. New videos are coming out. It's going to contact with me, and sometimes I'm kind of funny. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll speak to you soon. Peace out.